Hello, everyone. We are continuing to answer your questions. Today, what should we say to those who say we cannot know if he exists or not, which is one of your most asked questions. This is called agnosticism, and there are different types of it. What do you think?
Now, what those who say we cannot know overlook and especially do not want to see is this: we cannot know. But there is a being who exists, and it is impossible for a being of such infinite perfection not to make himself known, and we can know only as much as he makes known. Yes, at this point we cannot know, but we can know through his making himself known. A being of such absolute perfection would not fail to make himself known. This is the point they overlook and do not want to see. 124,000 prophets claim the same thing. As we mentioned earlier, 124,000 prophets according to one narration. Yes, they introduce him to us through his attributes and names, saying that Allah exists. He makes his existence known. Now think about it. Back then there was no internet, no communication, yet all the prophets who came at different times in different forms and in all different societies point to one thing. Yes, Allah exists, and they introduce him to us. Do you think there could be a more sharp and true piece of evidence than this?
Yes, there could not be.
In fact, the part we cannot know or comprehend is the essence of Allah. Of course, we cannot comprehend or encompass an infinite, eternal, and everlasting being with our finite, created minds. If we could encompass or fully understand him, he would not be God. Whatever fits into or enters our thoughts means it is moving away from the nature of divinity and godhood. We cannot know his essence, but we can know his existence. They fall into such an error because they cannot distinguish this point. Yes, they think that if there is a God of such holy perfection, we cannot comprehend or know him anyway. But what Islam teaches us, instructs us, and asks of us is not to understand or comprehend his essence, but to affirm and understand his existence. So we can know that Allah exists, we can bear witness to it. For example, let's think of a table. How tall is the maker of this table? What color are his eyes? What is the shape and appearance of his face? We cannot know this, yes. But we can know his existence just as if we had seen him with our own eyes. After all, what is the concept we call reason for? I mean, if we are not going to believe in what we do not see with our eyes, what work is reason doing? Why was reason given? Reason was given to understand what we do not see with our eyes as well. That is the very nature of reason. I mean, not everything is seen with the eyes. For example, when I say taste the food, do you look at it with your eyes?
We look with the tongue.
When I ask what is on the radio, you look with your ears. So there are different ways of looking and seeing. Even if I do not see the maker of this table with my eyes, I know for certain with the eye of reason that he exists. This table points to its maker even more than to itself. Now, a simple table. If it shows its own maker this much, how do the universe and all the species within it show their own creator and maker?
You mentioned the table example. That is a very important point. The table shows the existence of the maker, and it actually describes him through his attributes, whether it's through its beautiful ornamentation, its scale, its artistry, or its skill, right? That's also very important.
It's very important. In fact, that's a separate topic. I mean, a single letter can reveal its artist, its engraver, its scribe for pages, and express them through lines and lines of text. As I mentioned here, for example, the 22nd word needs to be read in its entirety. That's another long subject altogether. Let's just touch upon it briefly for now. For instance, just as the master of a palace is not of the same nature as the palace, according to the Quran, the master of the universe cannot be of the same nature as the universe. This universe requires a cause that is entirely different from its own nature. For example, is the master of a palace made of stone, iron, cement, or sand?
The essence is very different.
His essence is distinct from all of these. Therefore, the creator of the universe is not of the same nature as the universe. To search for him within the universe is to stray from reason. Consequently, we cannot know his essence, but we can believe in his existence as if we've seen it with our own eyes. And this belief will increase according to one's level of reading the Quran and the universe, and according to the strength of their faith. And one aspect of Islam being the truth is that it presents us with a conception of God that is beyond all mental constructs. And whatever comes to your mind, he is not that. By forbidding even the mental contemplation of his essence, he has made himself known through his names and attributes. Other beliefs have fallen into serious error and polytheism by likening God's existence to that of other created beings. But the belief in Tawhid is free from this. This is a subject explained in many parts of the Risale-i Nur. It's impossible for us to convey all of it here in such a short time. We've pointed to it with some examples and aphorisms. What I want to reiterate is that our goal is for our viewers to read about these topics directly from the source, the Risale-i Nur collection, and to listen to the related lessons.
First of all, thank you very much. Let's remind our followers once again. You can easily listen to Risale-i Nur lessons by downloading Madris Radio to your phones. And you can also download the Risale-i Nur collection for free. If you have any questions, you can also reach us via message. You can attend Risale-i Nur lessons in all the cities and neighborhoods where you are located. To do this, simply reaching out to us via message is enough. See you soon.